Hi, second graders. This is Mrs. Anderson, and I'm going to give you a little bit of instruction and direction about what to do with your blank books. Blank books are a very exciting part of second grade, and usually kids really love to create and to be authors. So, a couple of years ago, I had two students who wanted to make a how-to book for future second grade students, all about what to do with a blank book. So together we worked on what the contents of this book would be, and then they created these books for you. So you can see that on the front page here we have a title, we have an illustration, we also have written and illustrated, and then the girl's name. Now you'll notice right away that a blank book does not have to be perfect. We're not looking for perfection here. We are looking for you to be creative. So on this side of the page, she has a dedication, and she has the year and the location where it was published, and she added to Anderson because she was in our classroom. Because this is a how-to book, it's a non-fiction book, so it has a table of contents, okay? And if you are making a chapter book, you can also add a table of contents. Most often you see a table of contents with nonfiction. So she's got all the different chapters numbered here and all the different headings for what the different sections are going to be about. Now, one thing that you can do with a blank book is you can make a teaching book. So in a teaching book, you're teaching someone how to do something, or you're teaching about something. So if you wanted to write a book about different dogs, that would be a teaching book. If you wanted to teach someone about penguins, that would be a teaching book. If you wanted to teach someone about a country, that could also be a teaching book. The next type of book you could write are stories, and those are fiction books. You would make up the characters, you would make up the setting, you would make up the problem and the solution. Another type of book that you could write is a comic book. When writing a comic book, it says to write your pictures first and then words, and add boxes with extra words. So second graders, this could be a really good idea, especially if you wanted to create a comic book series. Okay, so a number of blank books that tell a story over time. Another type of book you could make is an atlas or a map book. Again, if you wanted to write about a country or a city that you visited, maybe you visited Duluth and you want to write a book all about Duluth and all the fun things there are to do there, you could write an atlas or a map book. That also might be considered a teaching book. So another category of book is a how-to book. So if you are really good at making pepperoni pizza with your family on Friday night, or maybe you're really good at baking a certain type of dessert, that could be a how-to book. You're teaching someone how to do something. And remember, in that kind of a book, you want to include your materials that you would need, and then step-by-step process of how you would do that activity or bake that thing. Another thing that we really want you to think about is laying out your book, or kind of having a plan for your book before you get started, okay? So how many pages are you going to use, and what will the pages look like? That's something you might want to think about before you get started. So on the last page, I'll show you the About the Author page, but this is a page describing the About the Author page. Here's what the About the Author page looks like. So most of the time in books, there is a page or a section called About the Author, and there's a picture of the author, like not a full body picture, but from kind of like the shoulders up, and then a little paragraph about them, telling who they are, maybe how old they are, who they live with, and what they really, really like to do, or maybe what they like about school. So here is that information about making an About the Author page. Now remember, when you're working on your blank book, add pictures, add captions, add labels, and be sure to have punctuation. If you're writing, you're going to use capital letters. Now, in second grade, we want you to do quality work. We are not going to do junk jobs. We're going to have pride in our work, okay? So again, this is something that might take you a number of days to do. It's probably not something that you're just going to quickly do in an afternoon or a half an hour. This is more of a thoughtful project kind of thing. So second graders, lots of good ideas about what to do with blank books, about illustrating, and how to just organize your thoughts. So we hope you have a really awesome time working on blank books.